midst of an ongoing storm ravaging Bulgaria, Andrei Ivanov was leaving the country to avoid the war. But halted by a flooded road on the way, Andrei felt surprised when a young woman ran into him. Who is she, and why is she running through these forests in the middle of nowhere? Before Andrei could get any answers, he soon met her husband, Dr. Alexei Dragunov, who explained his wife, Ivanka, had a mental condition. He invited him to their family home till the storm subsides. But the next day, late into the night, Andrei discovered a secret letter from Ivanka telling him to meet her by the castle tower, where she disclosed this family's dark secret. These people weren't human. I followed Alexei to the grand hall, secretly watching them, to find he wasn't alone. My sister-in-laws were there. Tanya and Yelena? But Alexei said only blood family members were allowed. He lied to me? And then I saw my brother-in-laws, Boris and Victor. They brought with them some women from the village. Their mouths and hands were tied. I watched in horror as my father-in-law stood at the podium centering the hall. Alexei, Boris, Victor, Tanya and Yelena surrounded him in a circle as he began chanting something. What are they doing? Are they some sort of cult? But then, as the clouds strayed away and the moonlight shone from the window above, something began happening to them. I saw them transform. They all turned into something else. One by one, they neared the women and began feasting on them. I was petrified hearing the screams and the blood-curdling cries for mercy. But it wasn't all this. My brother-in-law suddenly lifted his head to the air and sensed my presence. As I saw them nearing the door, in fright, I ran down the hall. But they barged through and spotted me. They viciously began chasing me down. And in fear, I ran out towards the lake and jumped into the water. The currents were heavy, but I swam trying to get farther away from them. But when I turned back, I saw they all stopped by the bank. None of them would touch the water. They howled and roared, but none of them would try to get near me. So I kept swimming, hoping I'd be able to run away from them. But that night, I failed. The next morning, I woke up in my chamber again. Alexei had rescued me. But when I saw him, I didn't know what to think of him anymore. I was afraid to go near him. Ivanka, I warned you not to leave this room. But now, you know our family curse. We never spare anyone who knows our truth. But I love you. My brothers, when they got married, they infected their wives, so they became one of us. But I haven't done that to you, and I won't, until you want it yourself. But whether you want it or not, I cannot let you leave. Since then, I've been trapped in this castle, month after month, bearing through each night. But the worst is the night of the full moon, when I hear the screams of the young women being brought in for them. For 3 nights following, these creatures, monsters, take their lives and feast on them. Hearing everything Ivanka said, Audrey was shocked and frightened. That night, you were trying to escape. I've been trying to escape ever since I found out, but it's not possible to outrun these people. What will we do now? How will we get out of here? I've been secretly building a raft on the lakeside, but it's not possible to escape on it alone. But when I saw your car, I realized if we can cross over, that will be our escape. Then let's leave right now. No, we can't. I've tried many times before. The sun will rise soon. We can't escape them in daylight. They'll spot us. Even in their human form, they're much stronger and faster than us. And they also have their rifles. If they spot you, they will shoot you down. But at night, although their senses are stronger, they have their limitations in their human form. They don't see as well in the dark, and they can't transform unless they come under the light of the full moon. And the full moon is still 3 nights from now. Then we have to escape before then. Yes, tomorrow at midnight. I'll be waiting for you here. She's planning another escape. Excellent. We'll catch her red-handed. The fool doesn't know what we did. As the sun dawned, Andre quietly returned to his room and locked the door. He was shocked by everything he learned, and he was anxious just by the thought of staying here another day. He lay in bed trying to get some rest, but the hours ticked by restlessly. It was sometime late in the afternoon. Andre gathered some courage and stepped out. He didn't want anyone to be suspicious of him. Walking down the halls, he looked down at the courtyard to see Boris and Victor headed out into the forest to hunt. Tanya and Yelena were out carrying in logs for the fire. These people, they look so innocent, but who would believe what they truly are? Suddenly feeling a hand on his shoulder, Andre stepped back, startled to see Dmitri Dragunov. Apologies for startling you. No, it's all right. I hope you're not having trouble staying here. No, it's a wonderful place, a wonderful home. Thank you for all your hospitality. No, thank you. It's not often we have company, especially during these times. Dinner will be served at 7. Please, do join us. Andrei let out a deep breath of relief as Dmitry Dragunov walked off. That evening, when Andrei sat at the dining table with the others, he stared at the meat on his plate, unable to muster up the appetite. "Is everything all right, Господин Andrei?" Yes, everything's fine. "I hope you've been sleeping well. Pardon me for forgetting to tell you. There are many wild animals in these forests, so please lock your windows tonight before you sleep." "Sure." Barely managing to keep his composure, as soon as dinner ended, Andrei hurried back to his room and desperately waited. Right at midnight, he tightly grasped onto his pocket knife and left the room, heading towards the broken window. As Andrei jumped out onto the courtyard, he hurriedly headed towards the tower, where to his relief, he spotted Ivanka. As Ivanka walked into the water, pushing the raft further on, a sense of relief overcame her. Tonight was finally the night she would be free. She looked up at the skies, covered in dense, dark clouds. As the raft floated, Ivanka and Andrei got up and slowly rowing on, but it was just within a while they heard a shout from the forest. "Alexei, what are you doing here? Your wife is running away with the guest." "What?" Andrei and Ivanka turned to see Alexei, Boris, Victor, and the women all sprint through the forest, reaching the bank. "Keep going." Alexei shouted to her, "Ivanka, get here right now." We knew she was no good. What a shame. "Ivanka! Ivanka!" As her husband shouted, Ivanka paid him no attention and continued to row. But it was just then a strange gust of wind blew in the air, and the wispy clouds moved, uncovering the moon. In utter shock and horror, Ivanka stared at the full moon. Can't be. It was 2 days from now. Ivanka used to calculate the date on a small wooden calendar of hers. But what she didn't know was that Tanya and Yelena had secretly changed the date 2 days prior to the actual night of the full moon, fooling her. Andrei stood in fear, seeing what he could never imagine. They're transforming. Staring at them take their creature form and chase them along the bank, Ivanka rowed faster as the currents grew stronger and stronger portion of the lake, and Andre saw Alexei near them. He froze. They might jump over. What are we going to do? Don't worry, just keep going. They can't swim. They're afraid of the water. But as Ivanka and Andre were just a distance from land, Alexei, in his rage, jumped onto the raft. Barely throwing off his blow, Andre fell into the water, barely grasping on. But Alexei got hold of Ivanka. As they slipped over, the currents pulled them away. Alexei howled at the touch of water, soon drowning under. Andre managed to get aloft again, but it was too late for Ivanka. The currents swept her away, far from reach, and Andre couldn't save her. Seeing her drown, he anxiously looked at the others catch up by the other side. With all his might, he continued to row until he reached land. Climbing onto the bank, he wasted no time looking back and ran till he spotted his car. Luka didn't know what became of the Dragonovs, but after that day, he was never the same again. Andre was at the office of BII Books as the publisher read the last page of his novel, The Night of the Full Moon. This is amazing. This will be a bestseller, I can guarantee it. It sounds so real. Where did you get this idea? Just some inspiration. You have the deal. Signing off the deal, Andre headed on his way home. Some stories are not just stories. Five more nights to go.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.